He's lying.
Help us fight for life and train the CSRA. Contact the American Heart Association for details.
You want local news that impacts you?
We've got you covered.
We're on your side.
On your side, this is News 12 First at 5.
Things are a little less hectic at the polls on the second day of early voting in Georgia. We're looking at the factors contributing to those longer wait times.
But first at 5, a woman accused of driving drunk in a crash that killed an 11-year-old is sentenced to 10 years in prison. Aubrey Newsom faced homicide by vehicle along with DUI and other traffic charges after a crash back in November of last year.
11-year-old Sharniah Eccleston was killed in the crash, and in court today, Sharniah's family attorney read a statement, and then Newsom read a prepared statement as well.
I do not wish this pain on my worst enemy. November 26, 2019 was the worst day of my life. My baby Mia was taken from me. Not one time have I heard you, Aubrey, say you were sorry. You really have no idea what you did to my family.
I can't fathom the amount of pain I have caused to you, your family, and so many other people. I am truly so deeply sorry. I pray every day that you and your family find peace and healing. And I pray that one day you can forgive me.
After prison, Newsom will also serve 5 years probation. Also first at 5, a 3-year-old has died in Edgefield County. Now the sheriff's office, the coroner's office, and SLED are all investigating.
Authorities say the 3-year-old died at AU Medical. They have not been able to give us any other details, though, yet in this case. Of course, we'll update you as soon as we learn more.
Lines at the polls, people voted early across Georgia. To put that in perspective, in 2016, 91,000 people voted early. Much more news ahead after a quick check of the weather outside. Beautiful looking sky there above downtown Augusta and the Augusta Canal as well. Riley, nice day to be outdoors.
Definitely is, Richard. We are warm today, but not as humid as what we were yesterday. We're going to see that humidity continue to go down as the front does move through the area. You can see that very humid air in place yesterday, now closer towards the coast, and we're seeing that improvement already in metro Atlanta with dew points in the mid-50s. And that's where we're seeing those clear skies off towards our west. As this front continues towards the coastline, it is kicking up a few clouds, but not much in the way of rainfall. We are expecting dry conditions for the rest of today. And for our Wednesday, high pressure is going to be moving in here and keeping us fairly quiet. We are down to 87. We're waiting on that climate report to come out to see if we did hit the record high today of 89. We definitely got pretty close. And look at Louisville. They did make it to 90 this afternoon. So not quite feeling like fall, but as we head into tonight, our low temperatures are expected to get a little bit cooler than what we got to this morning. I am expecting some of us to get down into the 50s by early tomorrow. Now, we are expecting a front to move through Thursday and Friday. That could bring us a few showers, maybe even a thunderstorm. But the big news with it is that it's going to bring us a big cool down for the weekend. We'll have much more on that in just a little bit.
Thank you, Riley. A crash today involving a Richmond County deputy sends multiple people to the hospital, including that deputy and some children. The crash happened on 13th Street and Reynolds Street, and it caused backups all the way across the 13th Street bridge. Officers say the other car ran the red light there and hit the deputy's car. The deputy and 5 people in the other car, including 2 kids in booster seats, were taken to a hospital for treatment. The kids, they say, were not injured, but everyone is expected to be okay.
Good news there. Multiple meetings for school officials tonight with some pretty big decisions on the line. Richmond County committees will discuss going fully virtual until January. The meeting in Columbia County, they'll cover a COVID update for schools. School leaders in Aiken County, they are talking about possibly canceling end-of-semester exams for high schoolers. And in Edgefield County, the BOE will vote whether or not to change from 2 days of in-person learning to 4. We will have updates for you on air and online. Parents, we know you are concerned about these decisions.
So taking a look at COVID cases, heads up on the interstate. Work is starting tonight on that stretch of I-20 where several accidents have happened recently. These are all 6 of the crashes that happened near the Grovetown exit in the last couple of weeks. 5 of them happened in just 3 days, including that crash that killed those 2 Fulton County officers. Now, starting tonight, crews will be back at work nightly patching up the road between mile markers 189 and 191. So those crews remind you, slow down, especially in that area.
Braves fans, it is game 2 tonight against the Dodgers in the NLCS. The first pitch, 6:05 tonight in Los Angeles.
That's after last night, the Braves taking game one, scoring 4 runs in the ninth. Just an amazing way to end it. Hard for anybody to go to sleep after that one. And if you missed it, something really cool happening in the game. Watch as Ozzy Albies crushes a home run to left center, and it goes right to the Braves closer, Mark Melanson. He's warming up there in the bullpen and makes the catch just standing there.
And just as cool as a cucumber, too. He catches it like,
Here it
it
comes.
was nothing.
Mine.
Okay.
Got it.
Yeah. Pretty cool moment there.
At least it wasn't an out.
Yeah.
It counts as a home run.
Right. It is video that warms all of our hearts, but in such a conflicting time in our history, researchers wanted to find out when bias starts in our kids. Some answers coming up in 90 seconds.
And we are close to record highs this afternoon, but expecting cooler temperatures the rest of the week. Also take a look at some rain changes Thursday into Friday coming up.
This message.
New research suggests by the time kids start school, they prefer making friends with kids who look more like themselves.
So researchers wanted to find out how those biases start and what parents can do. Nancy Alvarez shows us what they found.
It's a viral video that almost broke the internet. 2 toddler best friends, one white and one black, running toward each other for hugs.
If you don't look the same on the outside, it's okay because you look the same on the inside.
We're clearly in a really specific moment in our country's history where issues around discrimination and prejudice, especially focused on race and racial injustice, are really front and center.
Yarrow Dunham studies children and acceptance of racial and gender differences.
Our children are actively trying to make sense of a really, really complicated social world, and they're taking a lot of cues from us and from the information we provide them.
Yarrow and his team say kids themselves also play an active role in choosing the information they consume. The researchers studied whether young children preferred information that favored the group with whom they identified. 5- and 6-year-olds were randomly given a yellow scarf or green scarf. They were read 2 books. One book was written by someone who really liked the yellow group. The other book painted the green group in a favorable light. Then researchers asked which book they would like to hear.
So merely by randomly assigning a kid to, say, the yellow group, if you then ask kids which group do you like better, kids will prefer members of their own group.
In fact, researchers say 80% of the kids chose to hear the story favoring their own group. And after hearing that story, they preferred their own group even more strongly. Yarrow says parents should ensure their children have access to books, toys, games, and movies that feature a diverse group of people and guide their kids in ways that support inclusion. I'm Nancy Alvarez reporting.
Really makes you think.
Yeah, it does. There's an old children's song, the more we get together, the happier we'll be, and I love that shot of this little kids running down the sidewalk.
No.
This was just a small study done in a rural area, predominantly white area, so researchers still want to do a larger sample on a more diverse group. So interesting study, though, to see where that goes.
Yes, and as parents, it's good to be reminded of this. Make sure your kids are exposed to as many different kinds of people as possible. It's best for them. All right, taking a look outside. Aiken and, well, it's looking a little hazy out there, I guess. That's off in the distance. But, man, it is such a much better day on a Tuesday than a Monday. Monday was just not nice, Riley.
Definitely was not, Meredith. It was a kind of a cloudy, gloomy day yesterday. Finally getting some of that sunshine back. And just looking at that Aiken shot, you can start to see some of the trees changing color out there. Now, if you're outside today, you likely couldn't tell it was fall. We got up to the upper 80s and still at 87 degrees. Heat index close to 90. Would not be surprised if we actually did tie a record high out there this afternoon. But dry conditions, we are tracking a dry front passing through the region. That's going to continue towards the coast tonight. That's going to allow this high pressure to build in over the next 24 hours. The high pressure is your friend. That's what's going to bring you a lot of sunshine and generally calm conditions, especially when it sits right on top of you. That's what we're expecting on Wednesday. So fantastic weather expected tomorrow. Lower humidity, and those high temperatures should be close to average, close to 80 tomorrow afternoon. Heading into Thursday, high pressure is going to be moving off the coast. That brings back some return flow off the Carolina-Georgia coast. That could stir up a few showers on Thursday. Now, as this cold front gets closer towards this Friday, that's also going to add some lift and produce the opportunity for some rain heading into Friday as well. Now, one thing to take away from this map right here is that the majority of the rainfall should stay to our north. That's where the best ingredients are going to be for rain on Friday, but still keeping that chance for rain at least through Friday afternoon. And then on the weekend, we're expecting high pressure to build in, and this will be a cold dome of high pressure, bringing us some temperatures most likely down into the mid-40s, waking up Sunday morning, and then most likely upper 40s Saturday morning, which is going to be a big jump from the low temperatures we're expecting over the next few days. So get ready. Definitely another fall cool down going to be moving in. As far as how much rain we can expect, not looking like a whole lot. This is the European model showing how much to expect Thursday and Friday. Looks to be mainly just a few hundredths of an inch for a lot of the area. Some spots maybe get a little bit more than that, but overall, not a whole lot of rain. And definitely not guaranteeing rain for everybody based on that model solution. Now, this is the American model, different long-range model we also look at, and this is showing the potential for some higher totals, possibly getting close to half an inch of rain, but this is, I think, a little bit more on the aggressive side. Not anticipating most of us to see this type of rainfall. I would expect most of us to see a little bit less than that. Thursday to Friday, that's our rain days, but 20% chance, definitely not something we're going to bet the house on by any means. So some models going a little bit on the drier side. So keeping that rain chance there, but definitely not guaranteeing it for everybody. But all the models agree that for the weekend, we are going to see plenty of sunshine, and those temperatures going to be much cooler.
You know, Halloween is a spooky time for spooky decorations, but is this going a little too far? This family decorates a little differently, and we're going to meet them first at 5.
Seen this
All right, heading off to the course tomorrow. Should be fantastic out there. Very comfortable temperatures, sunny. Wind's not too breezy either. We'll have another look at that extended outlook coming up. Mostly clear for the rest of this evening and tonight. Our temperatures are expected to get down into the 50s, especially along and north of I-20 by early tomorrow morning. So you're definitely going to notice a drop in that humidity throughout the day on Wednesday. Plenty of sunshine again tomorrow. Temperatures should mostly clear for the rest of this evening and tonight. Our temperatures are expected to get down into the 50s, especially along and north of I-20 by early tomorrow morning. So you're definitely going to notice a drop in that humidity throughout the day on Wednesday. Plenty of sunshine again tomorrow. Temperatures should remain in the upper 70s if you live up towards the lake, but for us here across the metro and further south, should be able to hit the low 80s tomorrow afternoon. Heading into Thursday, that's when we start to switch up our pattern again. That cloud cover starts to arrive, and then those rain chances moving in as we head late Thursday and throughout the day on Friday. Heading into the weekend, we finally clear out, and those temperatures expected to be much cooler with lows in the 40s.
All right, thank you, Riley. 5 men accused of planning to kidnap the Michigan governor.